Hello there and welcome to another SOS reading. I hope you're doing well out there. Now, this is a general reading. However, it is someone's oracle messages, so it should resonate for the most part. And also, these messages are going to be coming out from the most important to the least, and then we're going to get additional messages or additional information towards the end of the reading. All right. Oh, there's going to be an important change that is headed your way. Now, the Tower can bring about, a demolishing of an old situation. It could bring things to its breaking point because it's necessary to break something down that no longer is fitting for you. So just think of this as, I would say you've outgrown a situation and it is time for heaven to move you to the direction that helps you feel that you're growing, okay? Because with that growth comes some blessings, and these blessings are something that you have been envisioning for some time now. And so you need to just stay steadfast here. Don't lose control. Don't lose your vision. And also don't, give into possibly the criticism of others for what it is that you are doing or attaining, because with the King of Wands, we are in a position that we know what we're made of. We know our rights, okay, especially when it comes to spiritual guidance, protection, and blessings. Now, there also may be a person here that heaven is sending your way that can definitely shake things up. I feel this is someone that you have been praying for, or if it's not someone, then you've been praying for some type of freedom, and that's exactly what Spirit is gifting to you. So do not fear what these changes bring, because, with the Tower, it will be sudden. But heaven is showing you the way here towards growth and something to feel passionate about. Because Spirit knows that you've been losing your steam, or you've been losing your important desires and passion in an old situation. Now, there could also be a commitment here that has come to an end. Think of this as making room for something new, something far more important for you. Let's continue and see what else Spirit wants you to know. And before I get the next oracle message or card, we do have Taurus coming through with the Hierophant and fire sign coming through with the King of Wands. And I would say specifically it would be Sagittarius. So just take the zodiac signs how you want to. Don't worry if you don't care. You're going to have victory in some endeavor. So see how it's important to hold steadfast here in the things that you are envisioning, the things that you are, pursuing, because this is about getting things moving along. And that's exactly what Spirit is doing. Okay, so this is exactly what this is. This is an acceleration here. Let's get a little bit of, let's get a clue here too about this Tower. Let's get some more information about this Tower. But before I move on to that, look at this. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Now, this is what you need to hold on to. This is what you're made of. This is going to assure success. Okay, let's get a little bit more about this Tower and what Spirit wants you to know. What is this Tower? What does it look like? Whatever Spirit will give us about this. What's important to know. This is actually someone good in your life. This is going to, okay. This is someone that is heaven sent. You're going to have victory in some endeavor that is important for you. And Spirit knows exactly who to bring you for some type of great fulfillment. So this is what you have to look forward to in the near future. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So we're getting along with someone here. We may be, connecting with someone that you already know, or it could be someone new. Now this could also lead to some type of romance, whether it is a rekindling of romance or it's just feeling romantic, period, okay? Because we're feeling a lot more lighthearted, a lot more affectionate. We're embracing some type of deep friendship that is necessary. Spirit knows what you need right now. And this is coming. So if you haven't made room, I would say go ahead and make room now. Okay, because something is going to shake things up here in a good fashion. So we've got this jug here, this lighthearted, carefree time. Well, good, because this is blasting out the burdens of one's life, the things that have felt very restrictive for you, especially when it comes to, having a good time, just having that, right? Something just as simple as some good times with someone or people, okay? Because there may be more than one person here, because as you know, when you meet someone new, they always have their family, their friends. Now, if there is an opportunity right now for you to connect with a friend, do that, okay? Because it's all about you feeling victory. And I will say this is victory for you. Now, in the Hierophant, this Roman numeral is also a V. Okay, that is victory. Notice this card, V. Give your worries to heaven, and also know that heaven is answering your prayers by offering some type of perhaps breakdown that is actually a breakthrough. Now take this if it resonates. It may not for all of you, but there may have been a relationship or relationships that have broken down. This is a sign of spiritual protection for you, to bring you situations where you feel far more peaceful, harmonious, and lighthearted with. Okay, I'm seeing hard work is paying off too. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. My goodness, we got the King of Cups. We definitely have some type of personal gain here, especially when it comes to fulfillment, a position in life, or professional. Now, I see love, romance is in the air. So, there's something about connecting with another, whether it's platonic or romantic. It really is about you feeling victory in exchanging and trusting with another. Now, there may be a lot going on too with the Tower, because we might have a choice between two people or two ways here. So let's get a little bit more about this King of Cups, because I feel that Spirit wants you to feel safe in a situation, most importantly, and also open yourself up, when the opportunity arises, to allow friendship to bloom, romance to bloom. I mean, whatever fits your specific situation. We have water sign coming through. Okay, let's get more about this water sign, or excuse me, the King of Cups. What's important for the viewer to know about the King of Cups? And I can't help but notice roses, and we got more roses, and there's a rose here. So rose could be a significant symbol here for you too. There's some type of commitment up ahead. Yeah, there may be a situation where you are perhaps married, okay, in the traditional sense, or you may gain that. Now, if it's not marriage, then I do see you marrying into a situation where you feel strong no matter where you go. It's like you're blooming wherever you go. But I do see something strong about a commitment here, We're having this like merging. See, whatever broke away, it's almost like, I don't know if you notice the King of Cups, he's out in the ocean here, okay? Where the ocean is vast. But see, it was like this tower was trying to keep this King of Cups from navigating oneself to a situation that is right for them. And so Spirit broke something up here, or gifted you some type of epiphany here about a change. Okay, now let's get a little bit more about this wedding, this commitment here. I want a little bit more about this wedding and commitment. What's important for the viewer to know about this wedding? A journey, either physical or mental. My goodness, and this is exactly where I see this is exactly what the King of Cups is doing. There's some type of journey right here that's going on in your situation that heaven, your higher self, and what you've been envisioning or praying for, whatever it is, it's attracting itself to you. So there is a marriaging of some type of really good situation for you to feel secure about. Look at this, a journey either physical or mental. And we have this whole thing about taking some type of journey. If you notice, the King of Cups again is on water. So we're in motion. We're moving here. So it's coming together. You may have a short journey. Well, I don't know if it's short or long here, right? There is a journey, physical or mental. And what I see is we might be there may be a situation too where you need to reserve yourself for the right situation and the right one, because it will pop up. So I would say, you know, your intuition is already going to know right off the bat whether or not you feel that you may be settling for something, okay? Because there's something much better up on the horizon here. And it's just, you know, it's like Spirit is utilizing this carriage to carry you. And that carriage, I want you to think of is this tower. Whatever you got an epiphany about, or whatever may have shook up, broke down, that's the carriage. This is the journey. Because it's about freedom. Freedom to explore, freedom to trust, freedom to move in the direction where your deepest desires and your heart desires, you know, want to go. I see something too about whether this is platonic or romantic, I do see something about I don't know, like a vacation, or maybe like a honeymoon period, or maybe there's something about a retreat here. Let's continue and see what else Spirit wants you to know. Heartache over what you no longer have. And also, there may be a need that we have to hold back on something. Remember what I said, viewer, you know, now pay attention, because this could also be someone that you could be dealing with. Someone that maybe broke your heart or was a great disappointment, okay? But yeah, Spirit knows that you are overcoming something that you no longer have. But there may be something here too where there could be too much concern over sexual matters, okay? Where it might be, you know, overriding logic here. And we may need to ride the wave of, oh, that's exactly what this King of Cups is doing. So Spirit is asking you to ride the wave of something, okay? Yes, it may mean that you need to keep some, you know, fears at bay, or maybe some type of worry, or, you know, allow yourself to heal if that's necessary. But we have something here where we don't want to maybe upset the process by doing something that we have to maybe untangle from. Okay, so just take that if it resonates, because it's almost like someone may have chosen this too. It may not necessarily be you, but you may also have to watch for this. Only based on, sometimes desires can really get carried away, and we start to behave and do things that may not be so beneficial or for the best outcome, okay? But I can see that heaven may have also exposed someone in your life that may have had some type of inkling of maybe, like either a wandering eye or player type energy, or maybe someone that just had a hard time committing. Maybe it's just someone that's really unpredictable, right? Because they're allowing the flesh part of them to override a lot of other things that are more, not, I wouldn't say more important, but there are other aspects when it comes to developing one's soul into a place that is balanced between the spiritual and the material, okay? But you may need to watch out too, because heaven is helping you with something here, okay? Okay, so we've got some challenges though, that's for sure. This is why it's important to connect with a friend, a family member that you feel safe with, someone that can even strengthen other aspects of yourself where perhaps maybe you have a weakness here, or whatever weakness it is, sexual desires, maybe whatever vices, because this really is right now, okay, there is something about vice and virtue here, and I feel that you're already seeing it. You already know the way that's right for you. Keep continuing that path. Let's continue and see what else Spirit wants you to know. There was something that was unsuccessful here, right? So, you might be hung up on this. It might be a little bit difficult. You know what? Just give yourself time to just breathe, and to release something. Now, Spirit is saying plans got a little shaken up here. Something shook you. What landed on too much concern with sexual matters, with this rabbit and heartache over what you no longer have, whether this is, you having to deal with this, or you dealt with someone that had this that was, obviously disappointing. Yes, Spirit knows it was an unsuccessful plan, but, it feels like this knot is not a knot that you want to tie, right? Like tying the knot here. A situation or a person you don't want to be too bound with here in a sense. Let's get more though. Let's see what else is going to come out for you. What else? Oh, nice. Eagle. We got eagle spirit. I like that. That's all about freedom. That's triumph over trouble and obstacles. Now, you may need to distance yourself from something or someone and allow something to just kind of unfold. And yes, for some of you, maybe even just fall apart so that you know what is left standing here. And then you'll know what to do. But for the most part, there is something about, staying in a place where you can remain detached emotionally, okay, especially when it may trigger you or challenge you from continuing to fly high here. See, you're going to have, look at that, victory in some endeavor. So just hold out here. I just feel like there's something about hold out here for something. What else? You got to pay attention to your work, okay? or whatever you've got going on, so that you're, you know, stay on top of your bills, stay on top of your plans, your schedule, making sure that you do have some fun time for yourself though. And also, yes, your work or your studies. I mean, whatever you've got going on, I know it's different for each and every one of you, but you've got to pay attention to your work. See, there's something that's trying to, you know, tug at you, okay? Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. You gotta go down into the bottom of your, I don't even know how to say that. No, I don't want to say that. No, you're going to the depths of your soul, okay? And really finding out how strong and resilient you are. All right, now I feel that you've been playing fire with fire too recently, or something's happening here. You may need to resist, okay? Because there may be an aggravator here. I don't know if it's a person or the situation. You've got to watch out for maybe anger or allowing frustration to just kind of, you know, anchor you in a place. See, you don't want to get anchored somewhere, because it's like the King of Wands is looking out into the future. The King of Cups is following intuition, following wisdom, remaining objective though, okay? Because we don't want to get sucked into something, because you're on this I keep saying a short journey, okay? You're on this short journey here. But where you're landing is victorious. Where you're landing is, you know, a place where you feel romantic or loved, or like you're blooming here. So let's continue and see what else. You're on the road to success. And you're also on the road to success of great healing here, of getting out of a very uncomfortable situation. Now you may need to tread thoughtfully and go at a pace that is right for you, because, you know, look at that. There's a very narrow pathway, right? So we just got to keep things in check and in order. But you are on this road of success. Okay, there it is. There's the wheel of change. You've got big changes. You've got something pretty tremendous here too that's going to open up your world. All right, so let's get more about this wheel of fortune. There's definitely going to be twists and turns on your path here. Let's get more about this wheel of fortune for the viewer. It's going to lead to happiness. This is great big changes for you. Now, I would say, you know, with these twists and turns, viewer, what I would say, okay, because life is just full of, you know, surprises. That's what that is. Surprise. But first, just look at this happiness here. And there is something sweet going on with you and flowers. So, you know, maybe you're noticing more flowers. Maybe there's something about you attracting flowers into your life. You know, they do speak. They are healing. Take some time and smell the roses. You know, smell each flower. Because I get this thing about taking the time for these important things that matter to you. Now, with this wheel of change, what I want to say is, you know, you want to plan for the worst. That way you're not thrown off guard, okay? That way you're ready for it. And that doesn't mean that you're expecting it, but at least you're ready for it. Now, plan for the worst, but expect the best, right? And also plan for the best. I mean, the wheel of fortune is forces out of your control here. These are divine forces here. The script is changing for you. You're entering a new timeline for yourself. That's exactly what's happening here. A script is changing for you. What else? You will need to defend yourself, okay? I just get this thing about not lowering your standards, you know, standing strong here. I mean, if you look at even the Hierophant and the King of Wands, being spiritually resilient, whatever you got to do, defend yourself, defend your position, defend what you've worked so hard for. Now, this doesn't mean we start aggravating people, right? And I'm not saying that's what you would do, but really this means you can stand in a position, in a very peaceful position, by being unbothered, allowing your confidence to be unassailable, your spiritual resilience to be unassailable. What else? Nope, that is actually it. All right, so I want to ask some additional questions before we end the reading for you. Let's find out how Spirit is currently helping you that you need to be aware of. How is Spirit helping the viewer? Karma. Wow. Oh, this is that Wheel of Fortune. Karma, you will reap what you've sown. Well, what you've sown is success, good fortune, feeling on top of your game, having victory in some endeavor. What you've sown, you will reap. And this is why Spirit is having to, remove anything that may try to impede your progress or what you've sown here. So let's get a little bit more about this haystack. Now, I really sense a thing of justice. Okay, so we are dealing with, consequences, good or bad. But I would also say that's associated with Libra. Look at this. You're going to have, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, look at that. Success. Oh my goodness. Spirit knows how strong you've had to be, what you've endured. Okay, now let's also find out what is a challenge that you need to be aware of. I already kind of spot one. Let's just see what Spirit will give us for a challenge that you need to be aware of. A challenge that the viewer needs to be aware of. I'm getting the word busy too. So there, a challenge of trying to balance, right, a life that may feel busy, whether it's just in your head or it's really just a busy, situation. Okay, so let's see. A challenge to be aware of. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got quite a few things going on with the swords here. The first thing is a challenge to be aware of is we have to make room for the new. And that includes room for new perceptions, new room in the mind for new information. Now, there may be something about rumors or gossip, so you may need to keep things at bay or just keep things to yourself, okay? Because we don't want to make matters worse. You also may have a challenge here where you might find out some information, okay? It may be challenging to hear or see, but it will offer you freedom. Let's get a little bit more with this Page of Swords. We got air sign here. The other thing I want to bring up as a challenge with that Page of Swords is having a whole new, okay, this is it. Because something is changing, like major change here with the Wheel of Fortune and that Tower, something may arrive or someone may arrive here, and Spirit doesn't want you to hesitate, okay? It may not look like what you want, but it will lead you to some type of truth and success. But you also have to have like a beginner's mind with this. Okay, let's get a little bit more about this Page of Swords for a challenge that the viewer needs to be aware of. Right? Or, oh my God, did I just lose my spot, viewer? No, this is what you have to be aware of. Okay. A period of frustration, lessons to be learned here. The Page of Swords can hold on to stories here and repeat things. So we may need to just be careful of what's repeating, Okay, but yes, a challenge to be aware of is just, you know, not allowing your frustration to boil over. Okay, it's funneling through. You're gonna get through it. All right, now let's find out a blessing that is coming out of your circumstance. Now, on a side note, this will not resonate for all of you, but another challenge to be aware of for some of you that are like guardians or parents or whatever, you know, you just may have a child who is inquisitive, very curious, may talk a lot, ask a lot of questions. So you may need to utilize extra patience, okay? All right, let's see, because there's something about learning something new here. All right, so we're going to find out a blessing that's coming from your circumstance before we end your SOS reading. Oh my gosh. We're feeling good with who and what we are, who we're surrounded by. We're in a celebrating environment. So that there also may be with this wedding, you know, weddings to go to, you know, places to get dressed up and have a little fun. So just, you know, take that if it resonates. But we are engaging with others. You know, there's this thing about deep friendship with someone of the same sex, whether it's male or females, or just people that you're comfortable with. You know, there's a sense of camaraderie here and support. And we're feeling blessed and we're celebrating the harvest. So we've got water sign coming through. So the blessing coming out of this situation is that we're celebrating and you're not alone. We're doing things that are fun, light, you know, look at that. Even this, look, light-hearted, carefree time. Because whatever has been restricting you, you know, whatever may look bad on the surface, it's really freedom. It's giving you some sense of freedom here. All right, now I hope that this was helpful for you. Love and light. But before, oh gosh, okay, before I go, Spirit wanted me to show this to you. You're going to get the recognition and the reward for merit here. Look at your life as already full, and whatever comes in, it's just an additional bonus for you to feel grateful about, for you to share. I mean, if you notice in the Three of Cups, there's, you know, the harvest here. Spirit wants you to feel plentiful in life. And that recognition, you're going to get it. And it's not only about recognition for, you know, holding your position here, right? And some type of achievement and success, but there's recognition amongst a soul or souls here. We recognize one another. All right, now I hope that this was helpful for you. Love and light. Take care.